So there's some news out there.
Apparently, Project L. Yeah, here we go. First thing I see is Max screaming at the top of his lungs. All right.
Yeah!
And I'm Tony, Project L's technical lead. Last time we talked, I let you in on the secret that we're building a fighting game here at Riot. We showed you a brief glimpse of gameplay and said we'd be going dark.
I like air grabs like that. Ground to air.
When we're ready. Well, a lot's
Nice.
changed since then.
It's mental damage. Where the fuck you going?
Yeah.
The
Boom.
game is still too far out to commit to a release date.
Call
It's
outs.
been a bit since you heard from us, so I want to bring you up to speed on what we've been working on.
All right.
From the beginning,
Roll
we knew
back
that we wanted to
2.
make a 2D but the 2D fighting space is pretty broad. Even from that starting point, there were a ton of different directions we could take the game. After lots of exploration, we're excited to say that we've landed on a direction that we're pretty pumped about. In this quick update, we'll walk you through our high-level approach when it comes to core gameplay, character design, and netcode. But first, allow me to reintroduce Project L.
Right, they're coming out with a lot of Riot stuff, huh? A lot of games. being
Yeah, and then
announced.
that special. That's Vi. Is that frame rate low? Is it the footage?
Yeah, I think it's probably the footage.
Hold on a second. Is it just the footage? Is that, or is it just a bad embed? That is a choppy ass frame rate. Not Vi. Jinx. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying names right away because I don't know shit about shit. Let's make sure we get the decent quality version of this
There we
plane because
go.
that seemed a little
Hey,
choppy.
everyone.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
no,
it
that
is
was a
still not smooth. Huh. Yeah, the frame rate is low.
Whoa, you can. Do you pick multiple characters?
Yeah, okay. Assists.
Oh, switch. Hey.
Trying to show off some sauce to get people
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah.
Space fighter. You'll build and
Huh.
fight a team of 2 different champs. I
2v2.
feel like this is the right foundation to build a game that rewards strategic team building and on-the-fly decision-making on top of strong fighting fundamentals. Our
Marvel
goal is to
Infinite
build a
2v2
game
was good.
It's a fast-paced, dynamic combat fantasy.
Yeah, what else was good?
Plenty of room for you to
Marvel vs. Capcom 1.
like a lot of you out there.
X-Men
we're
versus Street
inspired
Fighter?
by the insane outputs, hard reads, and 200 IQ plays behind some of the most iconic moments in fighting game history.
That looks
The dream
cool.
for us is
Interesting.
to deliver a game that allows you
Yo,
to
loops?
create new iconic moments for many years to come. Now let's talk about controls. I know that a lot of you have strong opinions about mechanical
Apprehend.
difficulty in fighting games.
Yo.
Project
Is it
L
Rising
is
Thunder?
embracing the easy-to-learn, hard-to-master mentality.
Okay.
So yes, we are making it easier to jump in with a new character and learn their basic kit. That said, we absolutely believe in rewarding the time you spend going deep on a character.
It is Rising
and
Thunder.
opportunities for you to
S1
showcase
is Special
your
1.
mastery.
Mm.
One of the delights of fighting games is seeing top
Well, they
players
did acquire
move
the
and
rights
fight
to
in a
it,
way
right?
That's inspiring and distinct from
Acquire
the
them.
Like,
They
right
made
before.
it. No, they made it.
They made it.
Yeah.
and build a steadily increasing difficulty curve to get you there.
Sorry, hold on. I'm losing. I want to hear what he's saying. They made Rising Thunder.
I thought Resident Evil. I didn't know like who made it, but I thought like Riot was like, oh yeah, this looks good, so we're gonna like get it. And...
The reason why they got the gig to work on Project L to begin with is because they made Rising Thunder.
Okay.
And then that showed off like, oh, this is a good fighting game. It's got inputs that are pretty simple and people can pick up the fundamentals. And then the core exchange of the game is really fun right away. And then Riot went, hey, why don't we get the Rising Thunder guys, the cannons,
Yeah.
to just come in and make our fighting game.
Okay.
So that's how their whole thing came together. But like Rising Thunder was the resume
Yeah.
to prove that they could do something like this.
We want to set that aspirational summit and build a steadily increasing difficulty.
Hold on, let me back it up a bit.
Radiant.
Radiant, there you go. Yes, exactly. They acquired Radiant,
Okay.
but like it's the cannons basically. It's just them.
Or high-end mastery. One of the delights of fighting games is seeing top players move and fight in a way
Yeah. Spin.
inspiring and distinct from lesser skilled players. We want to set that aspirational summit and build a steadily increasing difficulty curve to get you there. This isn't about building a game where new players have a chance to be the pros. It's about unlocking the fun at all skill levels. Character design, of course, plays a huge role in this.
Yeah, 2v2 is solid. I'm super. I've always been down with 2v2.
Champions are known for, but adapted to work in a fighting game. We want our champs to have powerful, flexible kits that give you the freedom to play your character your way. As an example, I'm
Where are the
thrilled to
music
introduce
video
you to Echo,
costumes?
re-envisioned for Project L. Echo is a punk genius.
For more money
He's a
than the game
brilliant
itself.
inventor who, through time manipulation, can rewind his own mistakes and stay one step ahead of his opponent.
Ooh.
The centerpiece of Echo's kit is his Chrono Strike. It's a forward-moving slash that's a pretty good poke and a combo ender. When Echo slashes with Chrono Strike, he generates an after image.
Sick.
In the next few seconds.
Okay, trade like a little bit of a tracer tech
You
thing.
can use the rewind to double down on your first slash or make a different choice and branch into a metal launcher. Echo works just
Oh, let's go.
It really
Sick.
comes online when you take full advantage.
Very sick.
He can vary the timing of the rewind to mix up his opponent, but cover for assist attacks made by his teammates. And in the right hands, rewind can also be a strong combo extender.
Wow. Okay.
Time grenade. Time Winder works great for basic zoning and combos.
That is so cool.
You like that ragu?
Real payoff.
Yo.
Throw Time Winder from range,
Tasty.
giving it a chance to charge up and explode into a time distortion field that slows Echo's opponents for the next few seconds of the match. For both of these moves, our approach is to give you a tool with a clear primary role with lots of.
There's your
potential
Milia,
trees
by the
to
way.
use.
Ooh. Oh shit.
That's the
While
thing.
gameplay is obviously super important. High quality netcode
That's sick.
for any great fighting game. So this is an area where we're investing
Rewind.
big. I'm going to turn it over to Tony, and he'll walk you through some of our networking.
I'm waiting for Ash.
Netcode has been a top
come as a
of mind
character.
topic in the FGC for the past
Crimson?
year,
Yes, I know.
especially since we haven't been able to gather for live events. For Project L, we've designed our entire networking stack to deliver the same highly responsive gameplay that you'd get playing offline. Of course, this starts by using rollback networking at the core. Rollback does a great job of maintaining a consistent low input delay across a wide range of pings. We've also developed a new networking model that enhances the benefits of rollback with core technology developed by other games at Riot.
Oh.
We'll route network traffic between players through Riot Direct, our internal
Okay.
network already being used to minimize latency in League of Legends and Valorant.
Actually roll back two then.
Effectively
Done.
Managing a player's connection to their opponent to ensure a consistent, fair play experience.
Wait, I was joking.
If laggy or drops packets, their experience will suffer, but yours won't. And if someone rage quits in the middle of a match, our netcode will determine who should win and who should be penalized. We're
Wow.
taking netplay very seriously for Project L. It's the primary way that we playtest the game internally.
Huh.
And we're
You can't
working
have a-
every day to make sure it's in top.
So the problem with fighting games in general
You
has
can't have a broken ranking system from Riot.
well,
So it'll never happen.
Well, the thing was like the difficulty in detecting rage quits in fighting games is because like it's not unlike most other games where it's like you're checking everything with the server first. To have maximum responsiveness with fighting games, you have to have direct connection to your opponent, right? So when an interruption happens, it's not clear
Yeah, you don't
which
know
end it came from
what
because you're
happened.
directly if that bypasses that problem, that's fucking wonderful. But also literally rollback 2 as a concept there. Okay, so implementing some of the server-based rerouting that, like, I guess what Blitz netcode slash racist netcode was going for, you know, or how close do you live to a network center? But anyway, no. Yeah, that's fucking great. Like, rage quit detection is it sucks. It's a problem we all just kind of deal with because we know the sacrifices that we want responsive gameplay, so don't check in with the server first. But then when people rage quit, who the fuck knows what happened, right? And then you have all that nonsense. If you can fucking punish people for that, that's awesome.
Before we go,
Let's
I want to
go.
remind you that our game is still in R&D. We're happy with how core combat is shaping up, but there's still a ton of work to do. Thanks so much for your patience while we take our time to make sure that we get this right.
Okay.
So that's all for now.
So
Last time we spoke, Project L went dark afterwards, but this time we'll do our best to keep in touch when we have major news to share.
Let's go.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
So sauce on display, netcode on display, just so you know. And that's pretty much all we need. That's all we need, really.
And for sure there will be a scene because people will jump into it.
Well, here's the huge question, right? The fucking $1 million question, the $1 billion question. Is it gonna be free to play?
I would assume so.
I don't know. What has their pricing plan been with everything else they've put out?
I think free to play, and people really love the game, so they get cosmetics.
But
and
like,
everything.
is everything they do free to play, or is it only League?
Oh, I think they're coming out with some stuff that's gonna be like probably you need to pay.
How is Valorant? How is You know, all the other. I mean, the card game is free.
Yeah.
League is free. Okay, all free. Yo, this is gonna be a free fighting game with all the characters that people into this lore are like, with the best netcode, with active sauce, and again the ingredients of Rising Thunder, which is an amazing fighting game, despite the fact that it didn't get as much love as it deserves. Yeah, the one true ring.
Yep, it's
The one true game.
Riot can do it. I think
It's possible.
Riot can do it.
I mean, smooth out that frame rate a little bit, smooth out that choppiness a little bit. But yeah.
For you to be creative and express yourself in gameplay.
And again, 2v2, not an explored thing. Like you said, what else? And the truth is there aren't enough examples. But the ones that exist are dope.
Is to deliver a game that allows you.
And like, yeah, that's a lot of fun there, you know?
Now let's talk about controls. I know that a lot of you have
Neutral,
opinions about mechanics
down.
difficulty in fighting games. For Project L, we're
Okay,
embracing the easy
special into
hard
attack,
master mentality.
special into heavy.
So yes, we are making it easier to
Yeah.
jump in with a new character and
Yeah.
learn their basic kit.
And all the League
That
fans
said,
are probably gonna touch it.
absolutely
You know,
Oh,
believe
of
that the more
course.
time you spend going deep on a character,
you might get some.
But that's the thing is, if it is free to play, why the fuck not? So cross up. If this is going with Rising Thunder's
deep on a character, providing opportunities for you to
skeleton,
showcase your high-end
that's
mastery.
a down medium
One of the
punch.
delights of
It's
fighting
for a
games is
dedicated
seeing
cross up with
top
every
players
character,
move and
Okay.
fight
which is
play,
fantastic.
inspiring and
One of the
stimulating
coolest
other
things
skilled players.
was the fact that, like, in Rising Thunder, no matter who you use, down and medium punch in the air is going to do a back turn
the
attack.
universal.
Universal cross up.
Yeah.
Cross
About
up.
unlocking the fun at all
You know?
scales.
That's smart.
Character design, of
I also, it doesn't seem like they're doing the color flash thing, which I did like, but it's okay. Because the other thing too is before certain specials, characters would flash a color to indicate like invincible.
Yeah.
If you're gold, that means you have iframes. You know, if you are like there's a couple of different states where you'd be like, oh, that's an armor move. I think it was blue indicates like you can take a hit and things like that. You know, but aesthetically, you know, if you don't want it to get too muddled, I can understand.
He's a brilliant inventor who, through time manipulation, can rewind his own mistakes. And stay
Yeah,
one step
so like,
ahead of his
is that just like, do you tap one of his attack buttons anytime,
It's a
and it creates the
forward-moving
shadow?
slash. That's a pretty good poke and a combo.
Seems like it, right? Because if you can do it while rolling, while jumping, while moving,
Like you do special, and then you cancel the special, and then you're actionable again, right?
like it feels as if the fact that it's not only happening after attacks, it's happening anywhere. That's a normal air button, right? Yeah, so it feels as if the way that that's happening is like, imagine if he has like, you know, special 1, special 2 as his buttons. Like 1 would be like the baseball swing,
Okay.
2 might be like the ball that slows you down, right? And then 3 would just be create an after image right now, save state, right? So like you press a save state button, and then you see the ghost appear,
Yeah.
and then you press it again, and you go back to it.
That could.
That seems to that's my
Could be
guess
the
as to how
simplest thing,
as to
yeah.
what you're having, and then you plink, and you get a special into the ghost into the save state, and then do whatever, and then as long as it's still moving, you can still return to it, and then I guess when it wears off, then you've lost the save state.
It's a forward-moving slash that's a pretty good poke and a combo ender. When Echo slashes with Chrono Strike, he generates an after image that he can rewind back to any time in the next few seconds.
That move in particular has a dedicated one.
Use the rewind to double down on your first
Okay,
slash
that move
Yeah.
rewinds itself,
and branch into a high committal launcher.
but there,
Echo works just fine as a mid-range
So he's
zoner,
crossed up,
but
and
really
then he
comes
returns
online
to the
when you take
spot.
full
and
advantage.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Echo
like
works just fine as a
there's a
mid-range
free.
zoner,
That's
but he
just a
really
normal
comes
button.
online
You know what I mean? So the sword has an automatic rewind, like save state on it, but then he can clearly choose where else he wants it.
take full advantage, vary the timing of the rewind to mix up his opponent,
Hey.
cover for assist attacks made by his teammates.
Super sick.
And then the
And
right
all
hand
that time he
rewind
could have
also
rewound,
gets
but then the
thrown
ghost is
out.
up
Yeah.
and he loses the state. Yeah, if you want your like Chip style, just like insane mix-up rushdown character, Milia left rights, all that,
The
like
real payoff comes when
that's
you're able
great.
to throw Time Wander from range, giving it a chance to charge up.
And the specials was
explode
just
with a time
one
distortion
button. Did you
field
need to
that
do like a
slows Echo's
motion?
opponents for the next
No.
few seconds.
Or just a button,
Direction.
right?
A button, but direction modified as well.
Okay.
So going back to special 1, down special 1,
Yeah.
right? So already tilts are going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in Rising Thunder they weren't. In Rising Thunder, special 1's Hadoken, special 2 is Shoryuken,
And that's
3
it.
is Tatsu.
Yeah.
You know, so here the fact that there's directional influence already means you can get more than 3 specials per character, which is great. You know,
games.
and then follow-ups as well, right? So you can have, like you have all the freedom to do things like Rekkas with different endings by just having the first one be the special, and then every follow-up button be a normal attack. And if it's a 6-button thing, which it seems like it's going to be, because A1, A2, A3,
Yeah.
S1, S2, S3, you still can have tons of like route variety, despite the fact that you're 3 buttons. They also had like command normals, right, as like a frequent thing as well. So like so you can have like tilt A1, tilt A2, tilt A3 for all those changes as well. That's great. I really like the Rising Thunder system. But one thing it definitely meant though is jumping is weaker in the game as a whole, because anti-airs are 1 button away.
Yeah, that's true.
So the thing where you have to prepare yourself mentally for a deep Shoryuken,
yeah,
and you have to pump it,
yeah,
and like wait, or like with Nikali especially.
you need to time it.
If you anti-air with Nikali at the top of the attack, you're not getting anywhere near as much damage as if you do it with the deep, like bam, all the way up, So you have these little pump moments, but in Rising Thunder, you can kind of walk forward and react to a jump, because it is 1 touch away, and so that you have to kind of like, also like the fact that he's got an air grab, right?
Yeah,
like a ground to air grab. It's like that's 1 input away. There's no charge required or input like pumping, so it makes aerial options like less good as a result of that. Interesting. Interesting.
Hard to master mentality.
That looks really sick, man.
So yes, we are making it easier to jump in with a new character and learn their basic kit.
I guess if they're showing it off like this is probably what we should expect as far as like the little frame rate thing goes.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they'd wait to like, if the game comes out and it looks significantly smoother, that'd be awesome. But like, I imagine they're showing this off because like they're moving ahead, and like they go, hey, the game's gonna run at this frame rate. It's gonna be a little bit of a choppy appearance.
That said,
and by a little bit, I mean actually quite choppy.
Going deep on a high-quality netcode is essential.
Let me hear what he said again.
We've also developed a new networking model that enhances the benefits of rollback with core technology developed by other games at Riot. We'll route network traffic between players through Riot Direct, our internal network already being used to minimize latency in League of Legends and Valorant. We're also actively managing a player's connection to their opponent to ensure a consistent, fair play experience. If their connection is laggy or drops packets, their experience will suffer, but yours won't. And if someone rage quits in the middle of a match, our netcode will determine who should win and who should be penalized. We're taking netplay very seriously for projects.
Put him in rage quit jail, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? But like a lot of systems didn't have working rage quit jail, unfortunately, or accidentally put people in there for like, illegitimate reasons. That looks fucking dope.
Yeah. I trust Riot. I trust Riot. And Riot listens to the community.
Well,
sometimes.
Sometimes. When the CEO isn't farting in your face at your cubicle. But what as more like let's I'd like to narrow in your statement. You can hold that, and I'd like to narrow it and say that the guys who made Rising Thunder made a really good fighting game.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm putting my hopes on, personally.
Riot. You know what I mean when I say what I say. Okay. Not,
Yeah. Dude, Riot's got some fucking stupid shit going on at it, man. Right. Let's not, like,
But, like, their devs and the
Riot's
games,
got some problems, but...
It's good
Radiant,
good
these, then, they Rising Thunder's excellent, and that's cool. Only thing about that is just, I really hope it runs at 60 when it comes out, or even 30, because that was less than 30.
Okay.
Right? 30 has a consistent smoothness that is like, there's a chop, but it still looks like your brain still says it's normal. 60, it's just completely smooth. Sub 30 is where, like what we saw there, it's like you have moments of like, oh, it feels stilted. Feels a little. That's the only thing, is that frame rate is rough, and yeah, hoping for the best on that. But I mean, if they address it in some way and say, like, because I know that, like, sometimes the way the game runs affects your ability to roll back in better or worse, you know. So I don't know if it would have to do anything with that, but I mean, I feel like they'd come out and say it. And then, of course, as well, the fact that while Rising Thunder was around, again, some of the best patch notes in the game, and the willingness to discuss openly what designs they had for the characters, why they designed them that way, what adjustments, is all awesome. Because then you'd be like, oh, like, this is the game plan. This is what we want you to do with this move. Here's when you're supposed to use it, but here's the downside of this move. And you're supposed to just, you know, like, to play a game of, like, I don't know, figure it out, you know, is a bit like, I think we're past that point in fighting games.
Yeah.
Right? Secret moves that you only, like, tell your friends about in the back of the arcade that the cool kids know, you know, or like game plans that are just not quite like, why did you make it like this? And it's like, oh,
what's
maybe
the point of this,
right? And then, like, oh, do we figure it out years later, or do we ever? And it's like, yeah, we're past that. We can talk openly about that stuff, and they showed that they're willing to do it with the last game. So, all right, Project L.
Good luck with that.
I wonder what it's actually going to be called.
Arena of Legends,
or you know, like League of Fighters is what I think everybody was kind of going with in their brains. You know, because I think the word Legends is less of, you know what, I don't know. Or maybe they go, like, what's the other naming conventions? Valorant and Runeterra, right? So if anything, they would just make a whole brand new word for it.
Well, looking forward to it. I think people have a good reason to get excited about that one.
Yeah. Unless that's like a Switch frame rate, because it feels like a Switch frame rate.
No, it's never. There's no way it's gonna say like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
They didn't mention any, like, consoles or crossplay, did they? Right now.
No, but
because the other thing to think about is,
if you don't do PC exclusive, then you're subjecting yourself to lower the quality of the product to the console standards.
Or phones.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
This is the world we live in, where you go, all right, look, on one hand, if we have to make it viable for phone play, that's going to lower the quality. On the other hand, it's free to play, and we want to make money on every possible platform. So put that shit on everything so that it has a chance to maximize the money for the asset creation, right? When you make something free to play, the smartest thing to do business-wise is make it as available as possible so that you can capitalize on that effort in many places.
When you think about it, you could play a game like Rising Thunder on your phone.
I mean, Tough Love Arena.
Yeah, they did it really well.
They did it well. And I haven't done it on the channel, but I played a bunch of Platinum's phone game, World of Demons, with a controller connected to my phone. I connected my Xbox 360 controller to my phone and then played it fine.
Yeah.
Right? So it was like, it's doable, but it just, if it means an overall, like, bringing down of the, like, things like frame rate and fidelity across the board, then yeah, that might suck.
Yeah.
You know? Because that looked pretty good, but, like, it's not Arxis level fucking character, you know, good. Right? The integrity of what we've seen in Dragon Ball, Grand Blue, and Guilty Gear has been fucking unbelievable. And this is, like, solid, but definitely not hitting that, you know? So that might be it too. The necessity of having it work on everything, including phones and Switch. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Do you have a favorite League of Legends character?
I played very little League, like not enough to do ranked. But I played Ashe. I thought she was pretty cool. She has, like, she can do, like, precision shots where she, like, aims and shoots down the line, and it's pretty swag.
Is she
I don't know a lot of
cowgirl?
So. The cowgirl?
Is she like a kind of like a cowboy? No, wait, that's Ashe from Overwatch. Never mind. ASHE.
Yeah.
She came in as like the other McCree, and she had like the robot. All right, well, never mind. Whatever.
This
Ice
is what
Archer.
she looks like.
Okay,
She has a big bow, and she's like, "Wee."
that's cool.
But I don't know if she's good or whatever. There's like 120 something characters. It's ridiculous.
More, no?
I don't know how.
Way
they-
more
they
than that,
balance
I've
it.
heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
When's Yasuo? When the fuck is Yasuo? This is what we need.
156, 160 plus. Okay.
Do you remember when we went to, or were you there when I went to the local meetup and we talked about this game, and like it's like, okay, what are the viable fighting game characters?
No, I don't think I was there. No.
So we had a big ass discussion about it, and that's where, and I brought this up like probably over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, but I was like, what are the lead characters that would be good for a fighting game? And I came up with a list based on nothing at all, but just seeing a picture and hearing a breakdown of
Descriptions and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know shit, but in case you missed it last time, here's my list. Besides Yasuo, the obvious, right? Riven, Udyr, or I'm gonna pronounce these all terribly, so shut up. Riven, Udyr, Blitzcrank, Volibear, Vi, Lee Sin,
Listen, yeah.
Thresh, Master Yi, and
Is Wukong on your list?
no, Illaoi, or Illaoi, or however that's pronounced. That's the list of, like, I see that and I go, yeah, that's a fighting game character looking right there. Big fighting game energy.
Oh, they're all gonna be there.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, the potential certainly to pull in one of 100 and fucking infinite
Yo, you have seasons and
Yeah.
seasons
free
worth of
free to
content.
play and giant roster that just goes and goes and goes. Like, that's the kind of game that it'll get painful to not keep up with. You know, like, hey, brand new five, brand new five,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, when's my favorite? From the start,
Yep.
it's gonna fucking become Smash with that level of roster to worry about. But maybe it could be the grand uniter that blows the fuck up and gets people, you know, to start paying attention and enjoying. It'll still, like, I guarantee you that, like, grand finals will still be Punk versus Justin Wong. Like, it's gonna be like at tournaments, it's gonna be the same fucking faces. It's gonna be Sonic Fox. It's gonna be, you know, all the known variables will be there in force. And like the days of the barriers, the walls of like Capcom and ArcSys and anime, those days are gone, right? Like, everyone plays everything now. Top players are all going to be FGC heads for sure. But
We need an FGC team that plays League of Legends.
to infiltrate,
Infiltrate.
I guarantee you that it already exists.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there's a ton of FGC people that play, and probably
No, for sure.
probably really well too. But like, the names you're going to recognize in top 8 are set. But what I want to know is, what does top 32 look like? What does top 64 look like? Is there going to be people that are just like pushing it, coming through, never playing, that pull a snafu?
New eyes.
Yeah, I'm a top player in an RTS game or in a MOBA, and I like this game. I'm going to dedicate my fullest powers to it,
Yeah.
and see how it converts. Sometimes it works, you know.
That's how it grows.
Good shit. Good shit.